on this computer. Thank you. All right, folks, hang on just a second. I'm gonna start out and welcome everybody. And let's go ahead and start out with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United
States of America
and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible,
with
with liberty and justice for all.
Take the cue from them.
Okay, here comes Kathy now. I'm going to go ahead and give the invocation. So if you bow your heads, please. Gracious Heavenly Father, this is the time in our year where many of us turn our attention to the spiritual side of our lives. When we consider what light we follow, help us to understand that no matter what name it is given and in what language it is expressed, that philosophy called the Golden Rule is indeed the most true guidepost by which we should mark the trails of our existence. We pray that you continue to bless the work that we as Rotarians do from many nations and of many faiths, do to help those less fortunate, for we believe that one manifestation of this golden rule is in our Rotary motto, service above self. Amen.
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 Okay, so let me go ahead and introduce a couple of guests. I don't know if you saw it on the screen, but with hanging out with Secretary Allen is our good friend, Rotary member, Floyd Rogers. Floyd, raise your hand so everybody can, there you are.
Floyd.
They're in Juneau, Alaska, and having a great time down there. They're up there. Floyd, we're really glad you're here, man. We miss you being around. You want to say any words? Because you're our keynote speaker, by the way. We didn't tell you that in advance.
Well, Alan asked me to join. I've been remiss if not, but you know, no excuses. Good enough for not being in the Rotary meetings. But hopefully, maybe I can do some more in the future. It's nice to see everybody.
All right.
Good to see you, Floyd. So sorry.
Thank you.
Been praying and thinking about you, buddy.
Thank you.
Absolutely. He hasn't been making the meetings because he says this crochet club meets every Thursday at noon. So when you can jump on, be sure and do that, Floyd.
I will.
Is this Floyd from Floyd's Rigging?
Yes,
Great. How are you, young man?
pretty good. And you?
I'm great, thank you. It's Barry Reinick.
Yes, Barry. Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
And then we have our newest member, Parker Orr from Kemner Hyatt Benz Insurance Company. There he is right there, bottom left on my screen. Parker, congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to get to work and get to know every one of you. You guys seem like a colorful group. So I'm sure there'll be lots of laughs and hard work ahead, but I'm ready for it.
It's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah.
Well, then we
You
are
wait,
too.
Parker. We got your number, buddy.
Expect a call this afternoon, as a matter of fact. But congratulations. We'll have the formal induction ceremony coming up within the next couple of weeks, I think, Parker.
Okay. Sounds great.
We were going to have a couple of other folks. I don't see Kelly Castleberry, City Commissioner, who is going to be a guest of Bob Benke's. Maybe you heard on the radio that she's running again for re-election. Why would anybody want to serve on the City Commission is what I want to know. But that's a story for later.
It's the cookies.
I think you have a big red binder of that, don't you, Chuck?
I do.
Huh?
That'll be the presentation next week. Yes,
Right.
thanks, Rod, for bringing that up. All right, take a few hours to go through that. Are there any announcements from the floor?
Yeah, I just want to remind everybody, we've got that Strokes for Student golf outing that's coming up May 17th. Again, normally we will sponsor 2 teams. We've got 1 full team and we just got a few folks. I won't be around. Chip's not going to be playing this year. Jerry's trying to put together a second team. So I think we've got Greg, we've got Jerry, we've got Kathy, and we've got Kevin Keller, I think have committed to 1 team. So if you know anybody else that wants to play, Nate, I know you were kind of thinking about it, didn't know what your status was on that.
I'll check on it. I was concerned because my hand was acting up from the carpal tunnel, but seems to be better. So I'll tell you after Monday Golf League how I'm doing.
Good, yeah. So if we just pick up a few more, we'll have 2 full teams. And again, we appreciate those that have sponsored. I think everybody that said they would be a sponsor, you should have received an email by now. If you haven't, just let me know.
Super.
Appreciate
Great job there, Rod. Thanks for the update.
I'll know for sure next week, but Steve Benz and former member Stan Kane
Nice.
probably will play, but I'll know for sure and let you know next week.
Thanks, Jerry.
So Jerry, if they do, and I played, would that fill out the team, or do you need one more?
Probably one more, I think.
I think we need one more, Nate.
Okay. I'll see if I can come up with something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great job. All right, next on my list, do we have any others from the audience? Announcements? Well, next on my list is District Assembly, which was last Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning. It did end up being the Bruce Goldson show. No, I'm just kidding. He kicked that off and had a nice presentation, and then we went to breakout rooms. I want to thank Rhonda and Chip for joining that call. And you always walk away with a number of ideas, moving forward that you can use in your own club.
Hey, I was there too.
Kathy, I'm sorry. Yes, Kathy Herrera was front and center. All right, thank you. How are you feeling, Kathy?
Crappy, but thank you.
My pleasure. Well, we hope you get better. Yes, so thanks to those 3 for joining us. Scholarship committee, I think I saw, yes, Mary is on. Mary, do you want to speak to the fine work that you did and always do on that committee, please?
Sure, Chuck, I can. And Jerry is on the call, and Jerry and I, as well as Sue Lewis and Kathy Williams got together this year, and remotely we're able to identify and come to agreement on the 2 candidates for our 4-way test scholarship and the Robert Brady Siena Heights University scholarship. Those names will release to the club after May 1st once the students have officially been notified. This year, once again, just recently, a couple of weeks ago, the ISD decided that they, in the interest of good health for all concerned, they have canceled the very large ceremony that usually happens at Adrian College to award the scholarship. So that will not be happening. But students are being contacted, and they should all be set up by May 1st, and then we will notify the club of the names of the 2 students who received our scholarships. So thanks to Jerry, Kathy, Sue Lewis for their work on this once again this year.
Awesome, Mary. And thank you, Mary. Great job, as always.
Sure,
really appreciate it.
Also, if I could, hey, Chuck, could I mention one other thing? I just heard last night from Kathy Silsky, the club had agreed this year once again, even though we were not able to actually do any in-person tutoring at Michener Elementary. Kathy had asked about the possibility of still being able to purchase some books. The club agreed to that. And Kathy Silsky, the reading specialist, has selected books that were really targeted at a little different than what we've done in the past, but really targeted at what the needs of the at-risk students need. And so she indicated to me last night in a text that the books have arrived. So we're very excited about that. I'll be getting together with her next week, and we'll go ahead and put our very special Adrian Noon Club donation sticker in those books. And then Kathy will be able to get those to the students who really need the support of those books, certainly this year more than ever. So thank you to the club for that. And I'll try to get some pictures of that situation, whatever it looks like, in the coming weeks. Thank you.
Thank you. That's great. And I don't know about the rest of you, because I know there are a number of members on this call who used to be readers or listen to the kids read, and I missed that this year because it ended so abruptly at the beginning of the year. So hopefully next year we'll be able to engage again with the commissioner and the kids. I got a call from the Trenton Rotary Club, and they want us to, and we're considering, the board is considering now, enter into a collaborative global grant project with them for $1,000. And they have 3 other clubs that might help out to dig water wells in Ghana. So we're going to wait for the feedback from our board to see if we're going to move forward on that. Don't forget district conference virtual again this year, May 4th and 5th from 7 to 8:30 at night. Just get on 6400, I think it's rotary6400.org to register. If you need that link, let me know, but it's on their website. You can do that. I've got down here, Jerry, is still Meals on Wheels volunteers needed, correct? Okay, so we'll, yeah, if you want to volunteer, please get a hold of Jerry.
1 day or
the
more.
Centennial Clock. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just 1 day or more. It's basically 10 to 12 at the senior
thank
center.
you. Thank you. Centennial Clock is, we've seen a glitch in that. Production is not finished yet, and it's going to be more like June for the delivery date. But when the board talked about, you know, the centennial celebration, which we had to cancel April 24th and go with another date, we figured, well, and Rhonda, correct me if I get any of this information wrong, we're going to have our changeover dinner like we do every year at the end of June. And then we're going to be planning the centennial celebration, the dedication of the clock, sometime in July. Is that right, Rhonda? Okay. So be on the lookout for more information about that. I want to thank Cody Waters, who's on the call, for his work getting us a link or a site where we can upload, and this is being recorded right now. I hope it is. Yeah. Our Zoom meetings. So for anybody who can't attend these and they want to go out and look at all the fun that we're having as a club, they can do that on that site. So I want to thank Cody for arranging all that. You did a great job, my friend. And any technical work that you need, he's the man. He really is. Thank you. And of course, he charges a lot, but he's good. Right. Thanks a lot, Cody. All right. Anybody else? All right. Well, we've had a little glitch in the action too, because the speaker is not on the Zoom. It was going to be a person from the Grosse Pointe Rotary Club was going to talk to us about a project that he wanted collaborative help with. So, and Chip arranged for that. Chip's in Florida, and I don't see John or Sarah on here. So we'll wait till the next time. As a backup, in case they didn't show, I thought maybe what we ought to do is listen to the YouTube message from Jennifer Jones, who is the within our district, and she's going to be president. That's president of Rotary International from 22 to 23. So I'm gonna, if you will, please stand by, and I'm going to put her on the screen so we can hear her message, if you will.
No matter.
Part of the Zone 8 Institute, and it is a place that has a very special place in my heart, to be quite candid. I have spent a lot of time in your neck of the woods. I've been president's representative in the Pacific Islands with past District Governor Malini in Fiji. I have been to the Pets in New Zealand as of just this past February. I've spent tons of time in Australia at $1 million dinners, and I feel like there's just so many people on the other end of this call that I delight to be able to be here with all of you this evening. I am here in my official capacity as a trustee at this point, and I will assume the role that Noel talked about on October 1st, after the challenge period is done. But I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that I went to the mailbox yesterday and I got Rotary Down Under, and it was really cool to to receive this magazine and to see the lovely images that you had on the front of it and the special article. So thank you very much to all of you for your kind support and your friendship. And we obviously have a very special bond that will happen in 2023 with the convention in Melbourne when we travel all there together from all points of the earth to celebrate our great organization. And Nick and I look forward to that more than you can possibly believe. Today, I am here to talk with you about the topic that I've been tasked with is a modern Rotary. And what does that mean? What is our future? I think is the way that we can put it. And you know what? The best thing that I can probably tie it to is the opening song that was played at the very start of this, just prior to Noel's introduction. Life goes on, steady and strong. And that is the truth. We pick up one foot and we put it in front of the other. We have been challenged and tested like never before, but we pick one foot up and we go forward steady and strong. And that is because that's who we are. When the world stepped down, we stepped up. And during this COVID pandemic era, Rotarians have stepped forward in ways that have been large and small, great and just unimaginable, to be quite candid. And it is remarkable to understand what we have done at a time when we all had to, hunker down in our own homes. Those on this call, on this space, you all understood what it was to take care of everyone around you. And as we look at this modern world that we're in, it could never be punctuated more profoundly than what we are going through right now, to be honest. A couple of years ago, we started out on this venture to look at the next iteration of Rotary Strategic Plan. And in that, we came up with 4 key priorities: to increase our impact, to expand our reach, to enhance our participant engagement, and the last one was our ability to adapt. And I was on that committee at the time, and ability to adapt was one that we kind of chalked off to, well, you know what, it's something that will be probably more internal. It's going to be speaking to that ultimate flexibility that we passed at the 2016 council. We're going to focus on that flexibility, but it's going to be more of an internal driver. Never could it have been more real than it has been in this past year. Our ability to adapt. We have stepped up in ways which we could have never possibly imagined. We have innovated. We have thought of new ways to do Rotary. We have stretched outside of our boundaries. We said we wanted to be creative, but my goodness, we have been tested to the max. And you know what? We showed up. We are inducting members into clubs right now. We are chartering new clubs right now. This is the modern future of our organization. We are doing it in real time. Now, membership has been something that your countries, mine, for both North America, the US and Canada, for Australia and New Zealand, some parts of Europe, membership has been on the decline, quite candidly. Now, not surprisingly, in a pandemic era, would we find that, but really it's not candidly associated with that. We've been kind of on a bit of a decline for a little while, and particularly the past 5 years. When we look at the changeover from June 30th to July 1 of this year, we lost 14,500-ish members. 12,000 of them from the U.S. and Canada, where the largest hit was taken from. And so we need to look at, there are parts of our Rotary world that are growing, now it's a little bit inhibited. We'll get back to that. Of course, we'll get back to that. But right now, the best of us is taking care of those who aren't able to be with us. And so looking out for the members of our club who are maybe not able to connect in ways online. Maybe they're separated. Maybe they're, finding it to be a very challenging time. And it's incumbent upon us to reach out to those people to make sure that they feel supported. That's what we do. That's the best of us. That's the best of humanity. And that's who we are. That's who we are as Rotarians. So, we'll climb through all of this. We'll get better at it. But how do we do better at membership? And quite candidly, I think that we don't really have a problem asking people to join our organization. I think for your country than mine, I think what we need to do a better job of is asking people what they want out of this experience and then delivering on that promise. We sell a really great product. We just don't necessarily deliver on what it is that we offer. And so if we ask people when they join, what do you want out of this experience? Then you know what? I think we can do a better job of giving them that in the end. So that's a little bit of a take on membership. The Rotary Foundation, let me talk a little bit about that for a moment, because that's one thing that I think we have an opportunity to move the needle on in a profound way. And you're going to hear from a couple of speakers tonight, in particular, Mike McGovern, who is our IPPC chair. And he's going to tell you the things that we're doing with Polio Plus as the International Polio Plus Committee chair. And you know what? It is mind-boggling to understand what we have been able to do from the polio perspective into the COVID perspective. We have taken our infrastructure that we have created, the point of pride that we should all have in what we have done over the past several years to create this kind of infrastructure with our partners, and then be able to transit and pivot it into a COVID world has been nothing short of breathtaking. And I know Mike will talk about this in earnest, so I don't want to step on where he's going with that. But it really is truly important to understand that we resonate right now because of what we do in a very profound way. And our organization couldn't be more relevant than it is at this very moment in time. Our Rotary Foundation has shown that we have been able to step up like no other time in our history. We were able to transit in real time into providing disaster relief and disaster response grants to the front line, to people to be able to provide all kinds of different things, from PPE to ventilators to all kinds of different support apparatus. And you know what? That's because our Rotarians, they understood that we needed to take action. We didn't sit back. Like I said, when the world stepped down, we stepped up. And that's what we do. That's because we are Rotarians. You know, my youngest brother, we were sitting together recently, well, actually not so recently, a couple of years ago, I would say, and I was prepping for an interview, and it was for a magazine article about doing humanitarian work. And I was, bantering with him about, what does that mean? Out of his mouth came these words: in order to live in the kind of society you want, you have to help build it. In order to live in the kind of society you want, you have to help build it. And that's the privilege that we are all afforded by being Rotarians. We all have this ability to jump in, to do something, to dream big. And I think that that's one of the largest calls to action that I can give to all of you, is to dream big, to think outside the box. We have an opportunity right now to change how we look at things, because the world has given us this opportunity. We've been knocked down, we've been battled, we've been battered about, but we come out stronger. And that means that we get to look at things in a way that we've never done them before. And that's a good thing. And that's going to be the strongest outcome, I believe, of this pandemic. For us as an organization to rise up to understand that we can do things, you know, in a way that has never been done. Those words that are spoken sometimes in our clubs, and it's been spoken in mine, but that's not the way we do it. You know what? Those words, I think, just got checked at the door. So think outside of the box, think creatively, think of the ways that you can be a modern Rotary. And a modern Rotary doesn't mean throwing out what we stand for. Our core values, the four-way test, our objects of Rotary, service above self. This is who we are. Those are the things that stand the test of time. But doing things in a different way, maybe perhaps that's the secret sauce. And maybe that's how we go forward in today's modern world. Let me leave you with a favorite quote of mine, and this is one by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He said, everyone has the power for greatness, not for fame, but for greatness. Because greatness is delivered through service. I wish for all of you a life full of abundance of service. And I thank you so much for your kind attention and for being Rotarian and for being part of this journey. And a wonderful Sunday morning to all of you. Thank you.
Okay, as always, great words of wisdom from the first female president.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh, hang on. Sorry about that. That's the next
San
video.
Diego and this 2019 Rotary International Assembly. Did you have a good trip to San Diego?
No.
I did. Thank you. All right. Okay, that's for next time. Very good. Yeah, words of wisdom from Jennifer Jones, first female president of Rotary International. And she mentioned the Rotary International Foundation. And of course, we contribute to that as members, $100 per year so that we qualify for grants. She mentioned the grant program. We've been, very fortunate with that. The Rotary Clock now in part was a Rotary grant subsidized up to $5,000. We're working with India now thanks to Mohinder, to provide reparative surgeries for up to 25 children with polio. That's 53,000. We kicked in, I think, close to 8. And then this Ghana Well project that we may engage in. So it's all good, and it's helping mankind, womankind around the world, and meeting their needs. So, any other comments, questions about Jennifer's presentation? She's from the Windsor Roseland. She's a Canadian.
First of all, she's a wonderful speaker. And then I would like to know, between our two countries, she said we lost 12,000 members. I know we lost one to COVID. We lost Helen. I just wonder how many of that figure was lost to this pandemic. I don't think it'd be that great, but it'd be nice to know.
That's a great question. Yeah, I'd be curious to know too, Susan. Yeah, probably quite a few, I would imagine.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, great. She is a wonderful speaker, works for a marketing group in Canada. She's getting less Canadian in her talk, I noticed. I've known her for some time, and she's a real sweetheart and very, very qualified to take over as president of our RI. Okay, so I think we're going to go over to Rhonda for fines, and even maybe Kathy. Oh, you're on mute, Rhonda.
Okay, I was trying to get everybody's name on here, but I'm just going to go for a few of the ones that I've got. So Parker, you're up. Are you there?
Mute. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I've got male questions, female questions, dog questions, and tiger questions. You choose.
Dealer's choice. Surprise me.
Okay, it's going to be a male question.
Okay.
Who played Mad Max in Fury Road?
Tom Hardy.
You got it.
Oh.
Yeah. Cody. Is Cody still there? We lost him. That's a fine.
We lost.
Okay, Susan, male, female, dogs or tigers?
Dogs.
Okay. Why do dogs sleep curled up?
Well, because that's how they were in utero and they feel safe like that.
And to protect their organs from predators.
So they're balls, in other words.
Oh, yeah. Heard that. Oh, there's Cody.
There's Cody. He came back.
Cody?
Yes.
Question.
That's $2
Dogs.
per student.
We've got female questions, male questions, dog questions, and tiger questions.
Okay.
Which one you want?
You could surprise me.
Okay, that I'll do. Which exercise works your pecs? Is that curls, the treadmill, bench press, or squats?
Bench press.
You got it.
Yeah.
Next one. Mike, Toby,
Yes,
have you got a preference?
Tiger.
Okay, sweet. The original Tiger Stadium opened April 20th, 1912. Who did they play?
Yankees.
No, Cleveland.
Huh.
Oh,
Okay, next one is Nate Smith,
All right. Surprise me.
Tigers.
Okay.
Tiger Stadium was known as what when it opened April 20th, 1912?
I have no idea.
Navin Field, Navin.
Yeah.
And they did beat the Cleveland Naps at that.
Wow.
Okay, next is Alan. Male, female, or tigers or dogs?
Male.
Oh, goody. During which World War does the movie Dunkirk take place?
One.
Nope, World War II.
That's what I said.
No.
liar.
Bob Sack.
Yes.
Male, female, dogs, or tigers?
Tigers.
Baseball
Tigers.
tigers? Okay.
Yes.
Which famous Tiger broadcaster said, opening day in Detroit is an event. It's New Year's, Easter, and Christmas all in one afternoon?
Don't know.
Detroit's broadcaster.
Ernie.
Harwell.
Ernie Harwell.
Ernie. Yeah.
Okay. Lloyd Rogers. Which
Okay.
one?
Male.
Tigers? The male? Okay. Okay. Where are lug nuts located?
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Rhonda, so much. Lug nuts. Well, there's a baseball team like that, but there's not, or a farm league. Let's say a car on the wheel.
Okay, you had a choice of boat, car, house, or human body.
Boat,
You
car,
got it.
house. Yeah, I got one. Thank you. Or human body?
That depends how gifted you are. You might have to lug your nuts.
No, you can't get off that easy. Tell me on the human body where the lug nuts are at, because I don't know.
Clean it up. We got a new member on this.
Okay, all right.
He doesn't lug anything around. Sorry. Barry Rennick.
He's got the rigging for it.
Yeah, there you go. Male, female,
Tigers.
Tigers. Okay, there's only one question left for the Tigers. How many World Series did the Tigers win in the 20th century?
How many World Series did they win in the 20th century? 2.
4.
War, wow.
1935, 1945, 1968, and 1984.
Wow. Awesome.
Just aren't doing too well, you know, on these questions. Okay. Rod Pender,
Yes.
male, female, or dog?
Something with a multiple choice, please.
Okay, that's easy enough. Multiple choice. Which first lady held an all women's only press conference? Lady Bird Johnson, Betty Ford, Jackie Kennedy, or Eleanor Roosevelt?
I'm gonna say Kennedy.
Nope, Eleanor Roosevelt.
Eleanor.
Melissa,
Yes,
male, female, or dog?
female.
Okay. Who sang the chart-topping song, My Heart Will Go On?
Oh, Celine Dion.
You got it.
Wow. Listen to too much radio.
Is Mary, are you available?
I am.
Okay. Male, female, or puppy dog?
Oh boy, I do so great at these, don't I? How about puppy dog?
Okay. Which dog or what dog was nominated for an Academy Award?
Annie. From the movie Annie, that dog.
Nope.
Oh,
It's
Lassie.
really, really old.
Lassie.
Rin Tin Tin.
Okay, I'm out. Yep. Okay, sounds good.
Kathy Herrera. Can you talk?
I'll
Male,
try.
female, or puppy dog?
Oh, puppies.
Okay. How do dogs sweat?
In their paws.
In their tongue.
You got it. Got that
Paws.
one. Terry Dillon. Are you available?
Yeah,
Male, female, or dog?
dog.
Okay. How can a dog be identified similar to human fingerprints? They have a distinct imprint of something, like our fingerprint.
Their teeth? I can't, no, I don't know.
It's their nose.
Their nose? Interesting.
Nose prints.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
Patty. Nose prints.
I'm
Patty,
here. Well, I was
Which
gonna do
one?
tiger, but I thought it was about big cats and not the game, and I know you're out, so I'll do dogs.
dogs. Okay. Who first domesticated dogs? Think way back.
I'm thinking the cavemen, the Neanderthals. I don't know.
You got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chase.
Yeah.
Male,
Male.
female, or dog? Male.
Male.
Thor is the god of what? Thor is
Thor
the god
is?
of what?
Reminds me of a joke. Sun.
Thunder.
What did you say?
Sun.
Thunder.
Oh, Nate was right.
Mohinder.
Yep. Male.
Male.
Try to tell you, Chuck.
True or false? Shooting a gas tank of a car will blow a car up. True or false?
True.
False. The movies are wrong.
Jeez.
And Jerry Berg.
Oh, male.
Okay. Engine strength is measured by what? Engine strength. Liters? RPMs? Horsepower?
RPMs.
Horsepower.
Huh.
That's it. That's all she wrote, folks.
Wonderful. You want to do happy
I think
bucks?
we only had 3 people that were correct.
Wow.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, that's good because it's bodes well for our treasury. Any happy bucks?
Got to collect
Happy
it
bucks,
first.
anybody?
Nobody's happy?
Hey, I will give a happy buck. It's nice to see you, Floyd. Thanks for joining our
It is.
meeting.
Thank you very much, Patty. It's nice to see you and everybody else. Yes.
And I'll do the same. I'll match Patty's dollar for Floyd.
And so
got
will
one.
I.
Likewise.
Kathy?
We have a lot of great memories with Floyd.
Yeah.
I've got a happy dollar for sitting here with my pal.
There you go, buddy.
You look like you're in Florida to me.
You're not on the boat.
Because I saw Floyd was in Bermuda shorts when he stood up and somebody went through behind him in like a bathing suit top. So
That'd be crispy.
you got to be aware.
Well, Alan, you said you had lunch with Chip and Cindy. You want down there?
Yeah, Floyd and I had lunch with Chip a couple of days ago. They were getting ready to drive her parents back to Michigan.
Great.
Hmm.
I'm flower sitting. I'm just got done watering his flowers here this morning.
I do have a happy buck for being at the end of my 2 weeks after my second vaccine. So I am full on now. So I got a happy buck for that.
Super. Awesome. How's that third arm doing? Pretty good for you?
Yeah, wonderful.
He's picking up a lot more lately, but hey, we wish you the best of luck on it. All right. Any other happy bucks? All right. Hey, thanks, Rhonda. Really appreciate it. Those are good questions. Oh, by the way, I was going to send you the book of Guinness Book of World Records for 2020. And I just happened to see a documentary about the woman that had the longest fingernails.
Oh, yeah.
You know how long those were? Or are?
27 inches.
12 feet.
Oh.
And they were all 10 fingers. So she had them cut off. They were all painted, and they're going to some museum somewhere. And so you look that up on YouTube. Then it goes through the whole process of trimming those and taking them. I mean, like they're very delicate, of course, but those were 12 feet each.
Hey, I have a lot of questions.
And I know what you're thinking. Yeah.
Really?
That is.
Man.
Well, she had to go to Kohl's to get a special pair of gloves, is all I tell you there.
You're a court stenographer.
Oh, my God.
You what, Mike?
You're a court stenographer.
I'm thinking.
I don't think so. Hey, well, I thought I'd share that with you because there's some great records that have been set in there. All right.
Hey, Chuck,
anything else before we adjourn? Yes, Rhonda.
Just got a notification. It looks like we're going to have a 51st state.
Really?
No.
District of Columbia. Washington, D.C.
I think only the House passed it.
What's that?
Did the House pass it?
I think so, but not the, I think it
That
will
won't
be
happen.
difficult for the Senate.
Not yet, but it could be.
It will be difficult.
Wow. Well, probably will be.
But
Okay. Hey, thanks, everybody. Parker, congratulations. Welcome. Floyd, as always, great seeing you, my friend. You come back now, and I'll be sure to send you those invites through Club Runner so you get them in case you can make those. But great seeing you, my friend.
Thank you very
Parker and
much.
everybody else, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Let me go ahead and share the screen here on our. So let's go ahead and say this together. Of the things that we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Will it
Will it be beneficial?
All concerned.
to all concerned? All right, everybody. Well, thanks so much. Great seeing everybody, and we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Take care.